Yeah, so this is what my life is right now. She had to weasel her way into this chair because she just could not stay. And she's laying down on my back. This is what my life is now. Dealing with a crazy child. This is exactly what my life is right now. So we are going to pivot to video games because it's just time for video games. I was trying, before all of this occurred down here, I was trying to figure out some stuff other to talk about because I did want to talk about a little bit about Lust from Beyond, but I wanted to talk about, there was a couple of really interesting games that I saw this week. Plus, Resident Evil turned 25, which that's blowing my mind because that means that was 25 years that I graduated from high school. What the fuck is my life going through? But, yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about video games real quick. I don't know how quick this is going to be, but let's get into it. And actually, I'm not going to complain about you, Raven. You're keeping my back warm because it's kind of cold down here. So, first up, I wanted to talk about this little indie game that's like a decision engine game that I saw. I want to say Alpha Beta Gamer play. It was called Loretta. Basically, you're a housewife in the 1940s and your husband goes missing, and this detective comes through and he's asking you a bunch of questions, and you have some options, like you could try to poison him, but you get caught and he kills you. There's like some other ending where he just fucks off at the end. I guess that's technically the best ending. And then there's this ending. She is looking dead at the camera. I can't. And then there's this ending where she basically fucking kills that detective guy. And it's just like, well, damn, bitch. So yeah, you got like a couple of options for endings. So that was really good. I want to say I watched Alpha Beta Gamer play that. I want to say that. I watched him play a couple of other things, but again, as I was trying to remember some of the things that I watched, that happened. So, I'm just gonna give up on that right now. And as she walks on my back, no Teamsters. Let's just revisit really fast. Lust from Beyond. So I did finally almost see all the endings to Lust from Beyond. Basically, I saw what the Amanda ending options were talking, and that Amanda ending is just kind of like, wow. So, okay, so when we last left off, I hadn't seen the Amanda ending. I just saw the ending where you kill her, which is still real disturbing. But I'll kind of pivot to why that was disturbing. But let me finish with the original point of this. So basically, if you kill Amanda, nothing comes to fruition, nothing happens, the gates of Lust God don't open, they don't let out that lover Brock nonsense, and basically Victor can't take it and basically takes the ultimate way out. So what happens if you take the Amanda option is you fuck her, and it's a scene that lasts a while. Like, I was like sitting there like, oh my god. And it's not even like you're fucking human Amanda, you're fucking her fucked up, mutated, slinky ass looking gross head. That's what you're sticking your dick into. And then he splooges on her. They actually show him splooging on her, and I'm like, I know I asked for trash, but goddamn, I was not ready for that. So after I caught my breath and was like, oh Jesus, no. After I got that shit together, basically she and Jonathan are sitting there post boink talking, and he was like, what was your most beautiful memory? Because it always wraps up to this beautiful memory situation. So he's like, what was your most beautiful memory, baby? And she's like, when Jonathan proposed to me and I found out he was knocked up with his kid. So, and that was like, I know this had happened to many people, but it meant something to me because it was me and love. And I was like, bitch, please. So then, like, Victor is like, well, my most beautiful memory, yet again, rolls back to that situation where he stuck his dick in that slug thing. And I will get more into that in a second. But basically, it was when when he turns, there's like a whole lore that I completely did not pay, like, kind of paid attention to, but kind of didn't pay attention to, because I was so wrapped up in the smut and the trash that I forgot, oh shit, there's actual lore behind this game. So basically, when he was in the Chamber of Change, he turned into like the apex predators of the Lust God world, basically. I forget what the fuck they're called, but we'll just say they're the apex predators of the Lust God universe. They just want to fuck and kill. That's basically all they want to do. They want to stick their genitals in or on stuff and kill whatever is in the way of them getting their jollies, basically. So he turns into one of the apex predators of this place. And basically that was his most beautiful memory. And then he and Amanda go and open that gate nonsense. So the person I watched play this, and I fucking don't remember who this was, although he did have me on the floor, because there was some part where they were talking and he was like, ew. And like he was just grossed out. I think this is the same dude that when he went in his beautiful memory, he fucked the slug thing. He fucked 2 other things. I didn't even know you could fuck in that world except that slug thing. I was so fit to be fucking tied by that point. Because like he fucked the slug thing and I knew that was coming. Then he fucks one of those apex predators, and then there's like this random hole, and he stuck his dick in it, and I was just like, oh my god, okay, I'm so not able to handle this situation, but 10 out of 10 still on the smut, even if it was non-human, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know what my life is about, but yeah. So, and then he and Amanda go and open up the gates. So this is the epilogue to what happens. Now, he does kill the doctor, so I still have no fucking clue what happens if this doctor lives. The only thing I know is if you take the ultimate way out ending, is he opens up a sex addict clinic, but he's abusing people still, and he gets arrested and hauled off. That's the only ending of his that I know. So, in that, he's dead. The new dude takes over, and then that Lust God stuff takes about 6 months to get to Earth and stuff, and then they swallow up the new leader of the Crimson or Scarlet Lodge, and they basically get sucked into the Lust God world, and they just basically fucking orgasm forever. I think he lets Jonathan live. Jonathan does all the stuff that he does if you let him live, except he doesn't, and I don't think I mentioned this in the last Lust from Beyond discussion. If you take the ultimate way out ending, Jonathan goes back to that lodge and kills Theodore, who's just there sad and whatever. But in this, he still gets away from Amanda. He still doesn't meet up with her when she asks him to, but he gets sucked into that Lust God universe, and he was like, oh, well, she had a point. It worked out. Good for her. And basically, he gets swallowed up in that Lust God sex light, and basically fucks in orgasms till the end of time and tra-la-la. So, the Theodore dude, and this is all shades of fucked up, the portal opens for him, he gets sucked into it, he's so overwhelmed with whatever that he basically, we'll just say, does terrible, unmentionable things to the corpse of Mabel. And that, for me, children, is a hard fuck you. They should just do the worst imaginable things to you, and hell no. So, yeah, that was mad fucked up, and I was not a fan of that ending, so fuck that guy and everyone like him. Yeah, that was like, no one fucking asked for that. So, and then, yeah, basically, I think that was the end, and that was what happened. So, yeah, that was everybody. Jonathan, that fucking Theodore asshole, the Scarlet people, and yeah, and basically, they just go off into that, Amanda and Victor just go off and fucking the Lust God light. So, that's just what happens. So, again, I still have no damn clue what the fuck goes on if you let that dumb fucking doctor live. But, what are you gonna do? So, apparently, like I said a little bit ago, there's a whole lore that goes into the world of Lust from Beyond, Lust for Darkness. And I found a really good YouTube video that pretty much explained everything that I missed because my brain was just like, ooh, it's gonna be dicks. Let me go look at some dicks. So basically, this guy, and I'll post links, he explains the lore and why like everything was the way it was. And it was just like, thank you for explaining it to perverts like me who just glossed over the whole fucking lore. Because now that whole thing makes sense. So it wasn't just dicks a popping. It was just, there was a plot. There was a plot. Oh, okay. It's like when you find out a porno movie actually has a plot. It's like, oh, it did? I was just here for the fucking. So, and I was just there for the fucking. But yeah. So I'm glad that guy posted up like the situation as a whole. Like he broke it down. He broke down Willard's parents. He broke down that doctor bitch that you had to get her book, that book of whatever the fuck that was. He broke down that chick. He broke down Willard's situation. He broke down the Amanda and Jonathan situation. He broke down everybody's situation where it was extremely understandable. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, that was really good. So I will post a link to that because if you either did not play the whole game or you did not get all the, and trust me, those notes, even now, is just a wall of fucking text. And I can understand where people would not want to be reading a long ass wall of text. I get it. So, because even I sometimes are like, oh, I gotta pause this. And if somebody's going too fast, you gotta pause it at the right place. And then sometimes it might be blurry. So I get it. But I'm so glad that whoever that was, and I'm sorry I do not remember their name. I'm so glad he explained like the whole, just broke it the fuck down, because I was lost as shit. But I was okay because they made up for it with trashy sex scenes. So you can kind of get away with stuff with me, like just throw in a trashy sex scene and that'll have my attention to be like, hey, I tried. Like, oh, it was a trashy sex scene, what? So yeah. So yeah, that goes to show where my life and mind are perpetually in the gutter, but that's okay. We're going to be okay with that. So, all right. But yeah, I finally saw most, like 99, I'll say 98% of the endings. And I still say it was I think for Lust from Beyond, I have to give it a B+. Like it was, I think I liked the first game a little better, and I can't tell you exactly why. I think because the first game actually had genuine scares, and I actually felt nervous. I don't think I ever really felt that pit in my stomach nervousness that I felt watching, because they're just parts of the first game where you were just kind of like on edge. Like the only time I ever really felt that on edge, like feeling gross, was maybe when I constantly want to call Victor Jonathan, when Victor was running around trying to avoid getting killed in Bleakmore. That was like the only part I genuinely felt tension. In the sequel, they could have did a little more with that. So that's why I give it a solid B+. I still liked it, but it just didn't give me that. It's just parts in the first one where you just feel uncomfortable, and I never got that super duper uncomfortable feeling in the second one. But still, good work, and I'm very happy I watched it. I'm glad I partook in it, and I would 10 out of 10 watch it again. So I just wanted somebody either post up all the damn endings so I know what the fuck happened to Dr. Asshole. And yeah. In addition to that guy explaining the lore, he also explained why if you kill that dumbass Dr. Bowler Hat McFeely, the reason why basically Victor sticks the gun in his mouth and basically pulls the trigger is because that was how the doctor violated him. And Amanda, the way she dies, which is reprehensible, that's the way Victor was violated by her, and that's why he kills her the way he does. And I was just like, good one, man. You caught all kinds of shit that my dirty little mind wasn't picking up. And I was horrified at the crazy amounts of violence. But yeah, so thank you, whoever that guy was, whose links I will post in the description, because over my head. So All right, now moving on from Smutland to Resident Evil Land, and Resident Evil turned 25 this week, and I wanted to do a vlog on that day, but I was just not even feeling it. So my quick thing was, I've been playing Resident Evil since its inception. I have known about Resident Evil since about 2 years before it actually came out, and when at a time where my brother and my best friend and I all thought, this is never fucking coming to the United States. So we got that going, but it did, and it took off like fucking wildfire. It just, everybody loved Resident Evil. It was like when you were playing, like I had just graduated from high school the year Resident Evil came out, and like in that June, and I remember that was my very first foray into fan fiction writing. I retold the entire first game. And it's like okay written for an 18-year-old that went to a really shitty public high school. It was actually decently written, and I still have it somewhere. I think it's in storage in Tampa. But yeah, I still have it. I still have that story. It's all printed out. I still have it. If you could actually access a floppy disk, I'm sure I have a floppy disk of it, copy of it somewhere. I wish I could use those because I have a buttload of fan fiction on old fucking floppy disks, but whatever, they're gone. Oh fucking well. But yeah, and granted, there were years where I was not as obsessed with Resident Evil because Metal Gear kind of took over for a time, and we all know how that ended for me. But yeah, I'm so happy that, like, even though I know I tease Capcom a lot, and they are, in my opinion, still kind of a rudderless boat that doesn't really know what it is. They're like throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. But, and I know for the 8th one, it's going to be what they all have been, although I do not know. I will never know about the 3 remake. But they're going to be, for me, as they all have been since pretty much 7. They'll be good, just not for me. It's not going to be the game that I necessarily would want to see. But that said, I don't know what the fuck I would want to see in Resident Evil anyway. I don't fucking have a clue what the fuck. So, but I'm very happy that it came out. I'm like, it's provided me with a lot of entertainment. A lot of fan fiction has come from my brain. So yeah, I do. I like, as much as I'm kind of like, Resident Evil, where you going with this? Number 8, where you going with this? And then you gonna come out with The Village and then come out with Resident Evil 4 remake? The fuck? So, I will never understand that. Like, what the fuck is the logic there? Like, what is the logic there, Capcom? You have Resident Evil 8 Village. Why you gonna go back to Resident Evil 4 Village? Is it to explain 8 Village? Because, like, I don't trust them. I don't trust Capcom. They're not great historians. And they always want to, oh no, we're going to alter it just slightly. And then they alter it just slightly enough to make it real fucking stupid. So you're not the best historians of this story. And I don't know how you fuck it up when it's really pretty well documented. But yeah, managed to fuck it up some kind of way. So I don't know. But yeah, 25 years. I cannot fucking believe that. Damn. There's people on this planet that's not even 25 years old yet. So, and they're older than Resident Evil. I'm older than younger, my fault. They're younger than Resident Evil. I'm older than Resident Evil. And it's been a quarter of a century since I graduated from high school and a quarter of a century since that game came out. And I don't know where my damn life is right now. So, that is all I have for now. And I know it should have been a better retrospective of me and Resident Evil, but I think I've told that story a bunch of times. But we all know y'all can't have nothing good because y'all killed Wesker. Which, to wit, something about Resident Evil 9 is it's like some pre-rumors about it. It's supposed to be called Resident Evil 9 Phoenix because they could turn into Roman letters. And it was like, I think this was some bullshit personally. But they're like, Wesker might come back. My argument with the Wesker thing is twofold. It's kind of messed up. I would be okay if they brought Wesker back, but if you're going to remake anything, my argument is simply this. If you're going to remake anything, please remake that fourth fifth game, and not goddamn kill Wesker this time, because it was pointless to the plot. It made no difference, and you literally could have had that man sitting on the fucking sidelines for decades if you just had left the shit well enough alone. But no, let's kill Wesker because that's gonna make everybody happy. But then you cheesed off all the Wesker fans and then tried to rebuild it. Oh no, we have Alex Wesker. We don't give a shit about that, cried the Wesker fans. Oh, but like, wait, no, Wesker had a son that nobody knew about. Yeah, we really don't give a fuck about this shit. No, try again, motherfuckers. I guess we better bring him back because we done pissed off a lot of people. Exactly. If you hadn't done that, you'd have been batting 1,000. But again, I know you're a rudderless ship, and that's just what rudderless ships do. They just throw shit till it sticks. So I don't know. I am on paper happy that they would bring, I would be happy that they would bring Wesker back. But as a whole situation, I would rather they redo the 5th game to not kill him, because it's stupid. And for anybody who's like, how are they going to bring Wesker back? It doesn't make sense. They shot a rocket launcher through his head. Yes, but that man was heavily infected with some hardcore fuckery, aka Ouroboros. And I read somewhere in a scientific journal that there are bacteria that can survive in volcanoes. So it's feasible. There you go. I'm not saying that's the route they should take, but it's fucking feasible. So that is now all I have, and I will see you all again at another point, okay? Later.